Hey everybody, welcome. For those that don't know me, my name is Vanessa Jean, and I prefer you to be on camera if you can, please. I work energetically, and of course I can still feel you all without seeing you, but I way rather seeing you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up, for being here. Today we are talking emotional harmony. We're going to cover grounding and magic, and what about some full moon magic? Would you like that too? We're right on the cusp of full moon. Yeah. So I would love for you to use the chat box as you need. It's going to be difficult for me to manage it, but I will drop into it in and out. Yeah. Yes, that's fine. Baby on boob is fine. You just be in your space with your baby. No problem at all. Breastfeeding mama. All right. So what I love about this topic is that it can mean so many different things for all of us. True? So I want you to just close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to just take a couple of deep breaths and feel yourself coming fully present in your body. And maybe just let out just an audible, gentle sigh as you release the breath and really feel yourself landing in this moment here and now. And I want you to feel, really wrap your senses around the expression, emotional harmony. Emotional harmony. Emotional harmony. What does that bring up for you? What does that mean to you? How does it feel for you? And if you can write in the comments when you're ready, what emotional harmony looks like, feels like, sounds like for you. Some of you may have colors emerging, certain words, essential oils, plants, a cup of cacao, a bowl of soup, like whatever it is, let's share together what it is. Now I'm just going to grab my glasses so I can actually read these. Okay, so we have things like balance, inner peace, when my emotions are flowing and in balance, content, acceptance of self, it's beautiful, coexistence and peace, balance, joy, happiness. So I want you to define balance to me. I see all the musical notes. Of course you do. Fee, for those that don't know, Fee is a voice goddess. She's a maestro with music because she just is. She's incarnated that way. She's creative and yummy. Dance. Flow and peace. Okay. I want to know what balance means to you, darlings. It's too vague for me. What's balance? You know what Paul says? If you don't know, Paul is my husband. He says, if you want balance, order it on your LRP, on your loyalty rewards program order, right? Because can we really ever achieve balance? Okay, so feeling content, not being too high or too low, yeah. But is that really what you're after? Is that really what you're after? And I'm just playing with you now, right? I just want you to understand that when you use a word or words, use the words that you have a deep connection and association with, because your whole being will respond to that. Your whole being will start to equalize with the power of the words you're using. Okay, so now what I want you to think about is which aspects of nature, and you can tie this in with like all of nature and the animal kingdom, do you associate emotional harmony with? Like, does Does a tree or an ocean or a river appear, or an orca whale or a wolf or a sleeping panther? What is it for you? We've got oceans and trees and sea and mountains, dolphin. Yeah. Can you feel the mix coming in for everyone? Isn't it beautiful? So it's the same two words brought together in sacred marriage: emotional harmony. Fueled by the intention of our desires. And this is what we get. We become conscious all of a sudden of what it means to us. So now when you're blending your essential oils and working with your essential oils, you have more consciousness about what you want to lean into. Does that make sense? To listen to the voice of your divinity. You can call it God, Goddess, God Spark, the Holy Spirit, whatever it is for you. To listen to that voice is to listen to the voice of the divine within you and all around you, including the voice of the divine that dwells within here. Yeah? So, emotional harmony with plant magic. There's different ways that we can bring emotional harmony to our energy centers, to our home, our hearth, to our physical, mental, spiritual self. Yeah. One way is through food. Who loves food for emotional harmony? Right? And who loves to make something like a nourishing bowl of goodness? Does anyone love that? Who loves to have freshly baked bread and the smell of the bread you relate to safety and emotional harmony? Who loves the smell of fresh herbs or something like lavender, you know, be it lavender or rosemary crushed between your fingers, and that brings you emotional harmony? Yeah? Who loves chocolate for emotional harmony? I love cacao, or ceremonial cacao, or just a cacao elixir, right? And if you have my book that I wrote with beautiful Adam Barrelay, there's some yummy cacao elixirs, and you just reduce it and make it for one instead of for many, right? If you want to. And there's raw chocolate in there as well, yeah? So you develop a healthy relationship with the unity now of emotional harmony, and you develop a healthy relationship with nourishing foods rather than packaged, highly processed, full of numbers foods. Now, I don't stand in judgment to any of that. I don't. You know, I've been there and done that, and I don't anymore. It just is what it is. You'll go to whatever feels good for you. And you bless it on its way. You bless it on its way. You ask something that's really beautiful that I love when eating, and that association with emotional and full self-harmony, is to just give thanks and say a prayer over what I'm eating. Thank you, Mama Gaia, for the incredible abundance before me and all around me, and the blessings you've bestowed upon me and my family. Thank you for the bounty of the harvest. I receive it with love and joy and gratitude, and I ask that which is needed be digested with ease and grace, that my body absorbs what is needed and relinquishes easily and effortlessly that which is not needed, which is toxic, you know, whatever you want to add, but that's how I live it, that which is not needed. And I just feel that connection with my food and what I'm eating and my body so much more deeply. Yeah? So in the eating piece, we're talking full plant magic here, okay, honeys? I'm not just talking essential oils here. I'm talking the full abundance that Mama Gaia gives us for this session together. So in the eating piece, we open ourselves to engaging many of our senses, don't we? Touch, yeah, taste, smell, sight, and sound. Sound. Sound's a great one for emotional harmony, isn't it? Yeah? Okay. So now you create a positive relationship with whatever it is you're creating, and it's the creation of what you are making to ingest that needs to be infused with your intention, with your full presence. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. One is a mini meditation before you create something. And for me, it just takes moments in time now. It's automatic. You can say it out loud if you want. You can say it silently. You can sing it. Sometimes I'm chanting into my food, whatever it is. You may have a beautiful prayer that you grew up with that you say into your food as you're creating it. Your food will be imbued by the energetic signature you're running at that time. Yep. So it's really important you're really clear with how you're preparing it, serving it, and eating it. And then with the clear up, it's all a meditation. It's joyous and it's wonderful, but it's all a meditation. Yeah? Okay, how's that feeling? Now, what about mental harmony, mental emotional harmony? What's your go-to for that? How do you bring harmony to the emotional scape of the mind? Because you see, our thoughts produce a chemical reaction in the body whereby we enter into flight, fight, or freeze very quickly. It can activate the sympathetic system very fast. It can also activate the parasympathetic system. So if we can have thoughts that are conducive to our expansion, our peace, our joy, can you see how they would harmonize the relationship between the mind, the mental body, and the emotional body? Yeah? So what are some of the things that you lean into for this? Daily practices, maybe. Breath, absolutely, Sally. Breath and dance, love it. Yeah, movement. Meditation, baths, nature, reading, beautiful. Morning pages. There you mean writing and drawing and stuff? Is that what you mean? Yeah. Ceremony and ritual. Yoga. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. So you're doing it. So now what we can look at is creating aromatic anchors with these ceremonial or ritualistic practices to enhance them. So that each time then you inhale it, you use it, you're teleported back through time and space. You go beyond time and space and that continuum, and you enter into the state that you're summoning through scent. So that's what we're going to look at now. Yeah. And then you can make your own, beautiful essential oils, perfumes, body butters, whatever you want to make. Okay, so when you think balancing emotions with some of your words, bringing peace, but let's look at, emotional harmony in its entirety. There were lots of words there. Which essential oils or essential oil family do you relate to emotional harmony? What are your go-tos for emotional harmony? Earth, woods. Florals. Yeah. Woods and resins and flowers. Beautiful. Okay. Vetiver and cedarwood. Okay. All right. So we have 5 magical elements that we work with in our book and in life. Yeah. We have earth, which contain within them the tree oils like cedarwood, sandalwood, arbor vitae. It also contains with it the roots, vetiver, spikenard. It contains the rhizomes, ginger, turmeric. That's the earth element. The air element are the leaves, big leaves and small leaves. So big leaves from big trees, or the leaves aren't necessarily big. Big trees giving their leaves, like the spruces and the firs. So the air element works with our mental body and the mind, helping us to focus, to equalize in that way. So this is, and if you read it in our book, it goes into more detail, but very succinctly put, the leaves from the large trees, if you imagine, it's giving you like an eagle's eye view of perspective. Yeah? So you can like soar on high, and it's that feeling of, I wish I could just stand outside of myself or outside of the situation to see it more clearly. That's your big leaves. You bring those essential oils in. When you really want to tighten your focus into something, yeah, you bring in the small tree leaves, like from tea tree and from basil and from rosemary and from cilantro leaf, yeah? And that will tighten it. So that's the air element, mental body. Then you have the water of your emotions, water element, right? So that's the floral kingdom, the whole floral kingdom. Then you have fire. These are the fruits. Fruits include your citruses and your berries. So people often just think about citruses when they think fruit, but we also have within there juniper, black pepper, pink pepper, litsea, yeah? And then we have akasha, or the spirit element. These are your resins and your seeds. So I'm going to go through a meditation with you after we go through this so that you can create a beautiful aromatic anchor. There are many different essential oils that will have you feeling like you're connecting emotionally, more harmoniously, more tranquilly, because each of us has a different response to scent. So you saw some people said the citruses, some said the woods, some said the resins. Can you see that? Some said the leaves. So you're all going to have a different response. So I'll give you some ideas and then you can play with it. So if you think about the essential oils that are categorized as the base or the root notes, right? So we can, as we balance or bring harmony to our emotional scape, we can work with aligning our energy centers. So for those of you that did my chakra course that I did last week, you can call the chakras also energy centers. So for ears, we'll just say energy centers. So we can call the base notes like the root centers, that those energy centers that have you feeling safe and grounded, connected. Yeah. So what are some of the base notes that you know and love to use? Just write them in the comments. This is a very interactive class. Cedarwood. Vetiver, yes. Siberian fir is probably more mid-note fee. But if you feel connected, Siberian fir as a base note, do that. Just know that it won't necessarily hold it as much as something like Buddha wood will, for instance, or vetiver, yeah? Like spruce again, Mel, you're going, the spruces and firs take us into the mid to even high. Yeah, okay, my loves? Yeah, frankincense, base to mid, yep. Sometimes Frankie Boy can come in as like this really mid higher feeling, you know, it's like, because he works so magnificently with the respiratory system. Sorry about the echoing here. It's, you know, I'm down at the farm, you've probably all realized. Not in my usual space, so it's a bit echoey. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Yes, Abovite, absolutely. All right, so another one that's fantastic as a base note is patchouli. Clary sage isn't a base, she's probably mid to high, so about mid. Clary sage is probably a good mid oil, like lang ylang. Yeah? Okay, so that's your base or your root notes. What about mid or the heart notes? The ones that you feel around here. So your base notes are going to linger. They're going to hold the scent together. They're going to help you to feel grounded, earthed, connected. So when you feel discombobulated, when you feel like you're rattled, when you feel like you have total discordancy running through you and you don't have those smooth harmonics running through your body, then you need those bass notes to just woof, center you, pull you back into your body, back into the earth. Yeah? The mid notes bring you back to this space right here, the heart space. Yeah? So we've got Douglas fir, we've got rose, we have geranium there. Yeah, they're great. Okay, beautiful. So the citruses are more top notes. They'll flash off first. So that as we move into the top notes, or also the crown, yeah, we're looking at the essential oils that when you open up a blend you've made, you open it, you smell it, the top notes reach you first. And you'll get that kickback of the bass. You'll go, woo! And then there's the bedma, you know? But you'll feel that. When you roll them on you, you'll smell those top notes and you'll feel the presence as your chemistry responds with the chemistry of the essential oils. And you'll notice that the base notes, or those root, grounding, centering essential oils, hold it together. And that's what you smell for most of the day. Yeah? The heart notes last the next longest, and then the top notes flash off the fastest. They'll evaporate the fastest. You'll smell them first, and then later you won't necessarily smell them. You might just catch wafts of them. Yeah? Okay, so top notes, or the crown notes. What do you feel these essential oils are? So Michaela's already written mulled orange. Yes, darling. That's right. What else? Bergamot. Litsea, definitely. Litsea is amazing for the crown chakra. Like, for those that don't know, Litsea is a beautiful purple berry, and amazing for crown chakra and opening these senses and awakening. Great for meditation. Cinnamon sits more at the heart, can sometimes even be base, so mid to base. Yeah, peppermint. Okay, fantastic. All right. So I want you all, so we're going to keep interacting. Do you all have pen and paper or your journals or something by you? I can see some of you writing, so hopefully you've got them near you. I want you to close your eyes now, please. And just take a few deep breaths. Just really connect with your breath. I want you to just become aware now of your base. There's a beautiful golden light around you. You're fully protected. You're totally safe. You have the light of the divine wrapped around you. And as you become aware of your base, you feel from your base chakra a beautiful pull of your golden light, your divine light, going down into the earth and connecting you deeply into her core. Now, I want you to take a breath and notice the fragrance you can smell to associate with this grounding, or maybe you call it centering, this connection to the earth that holds you strong and deep. This scent, breathe it in and allow it to penetrate you fully. Coming up from the earth, this beautiful scent, and into your base, and into your sacral, and into your solar plexus. And it just levels out right there. And it swirls back down, anchoring you into the earth, like the anchor of a boat. You have space to move, to drift, but you are anchored. You won't just drift away. you will stay solidly connected to Mama Gaia. So breathe deeply now of this scent. Become fully aware now of what it is. You're opening the inner nose. Feel that essential oil or that scent penetrating you. This is the first essential oil for your blend. Take note. Just remember it. Now, you're anchored, you're centered. As you inhale, I want you to inhale into your heart. It might be easier if you place your hands over your heart space so you can feel it. You're going into your heart chakra. The chakra just right there between, like right at your sternum, between the breasts. So just feel that space, And I want you to inhale and bring the breath straight into your heart space. Breathe into your heart. Feel it filling with that golden light of the divine. It's being penetrated, suffused with the golden light of the divine. And as you exhale, feel yourself solidly connected in this space. And now, see, feel, or sense in the way that you do a connection with an essential oil that soothes and harmonizes this space. What is coming towards you? What's the first that's coming towards you? Don't intellectualize it. Don't worry about whether it's actually a top note or a back. Just what's coming towards you. And note that. And again, open your inner senses to receive the scent of it. And let that scent penetrate you. Breathe deeply into your heart space. Breathe deeply of this scent filling your heart. Now going into your upper heart, also known as the higher heart or thymus chakra, and into your throat. This scent is rising up from your heart to your higher heart to your throat, filling this whole area, opening, expanding. It goes to the midpoint of your back of your heart chakra, and you feel now with this, or sense, maybe you can imagine it, the wings of your heart unfurling with this scent. The wings of your heart opening and unfurling. You feel yourself opening with this beautiful heart note coming in. Of your heart, the melody of your heart, release. Slowly begin to listen to your heart song again. Let this scent unwind you, uncoil you. It travels the heart chakra, upper heart, into the throat. And if you want to, you're all on mute. No one's judging you, no one's listening to you. Take a deep breath and release the sound that you feel being birthed from this space. Inhale into your heart and exhale, release the sound. Beautiful. I invite you to make some sort of sound, even if it's a sigh. I invite you to notice how it feels as you make a sound, and as you feel the vibration of that sound moving through you, oscillating the different chords of your body. So you have the base and the mid of the heart connected now. You feel the melody of your heart and the deep, maybe drum beat, like a steady tattoo of your base connecting, harmonizing now. You have a beautiful flow of light coming up from Mama Gaia, up through the soles of your feet, your legs, your spine, up your sternum, connecting to your heart, to your high heart, to your throat. Take note of the essential oils that have come to you now, and it may be more than one. It's totally okay. I want you to have a minimum of 2 though, one for the base and one for the heart. Just feeling those come through now. And now this light continues to travel upwards to your ajna, the third eye, that beautiful brow chakra, and your crown. Breathing into your ajna, breathing into your crown chakra. Inhaling deeply into this space. And noticing the scent wafting around you now. How has that changed? Which part of the plant is visiting you? Which essential oils are blessing you to bring you into complete harmony? Listening now to the voice of the plants of Mama Gaia, the divine earth goddess. Feeling their energetic imprint. Allowing it to be whatever it is for you. Allowing whatever sounds come to you, scents, images, and if there's nothing, notice that. Notice the stillness, notice the darkness, the void. And become aware of your comfortability or your discomfort in that space. Noticing which essential oils are blessing you in this place. Wanting to come in as your top notes or crown notes. And now becoming aware of a beautiful golden light coming from like the center of the cosmos, the center of the universe, the center of the infinite realm of possibilities, coming down, descending from above. Maybe easy to image that. And coming down through the many upper heart chakras that you have there. Those higher chakras. And you may notice it's the same scent as what you receive for your ajna and crown, or there may be another one, and that's okay, but notice that, feel which essential oils are walking towards you to bless this. Because it's all connected. It's all connected. Breathe deeply of this scent. Let it penetrate you, suffuse you, filling you with its gifts. Notice any sounds, feelings, sights, emptiness, blackness, light, whatever it might be. And now take a full deep breath, give thanks, and feel from the core of Mama Gaia, from her very core, The light traveling up, 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 connecting all your energy centers, traveling up, 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 and connecting you right into the heart of the universe. And the light coming from the heart of the universe, that cosmos, coming down, down, down to you, the opposite direction, anchoring to the earth, bringing with it the wisdom, the light, and the blessings, the grace that you need right now. And just take your hand and place it over your heart if you want, or however you want to come into gratitude and give thanks. Give thanks to yourself for being so magnificent, so attuned to what you need, and to Mama Gaia for the blessings she's bestowing upon you. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, and in silence, you may want to write down or record in some way the essential oils, parts of the plants that walked towards you in that meditation. Yeah. And if there are any words or impressions you feel with that, write that down. So this is like, you know, your emotional harmony blend, whatever you want to call that. Yeah. This will anchor you, connect you in the way that you want. That's a pleasure, Sonia. Thank you. I'll just give you a moment to do that. Right. Beautiful. Okay, I'm glad that you're loving it. All right, so yes, someone's just messaged me saying they missed the 5 elements, and may I say them again? Absolutely. We have earth, fire, air, water, akasha. Akasha is also known as the spirit, the element of the spirit. Yeah. Do any of you want to share your blends? You don't have to, but some of you may want to. And you can go for it if you want to. I want to just speak to this for a moment. So when you then make up your blends, you can do a couple of things. One is you can actually put them in a spritzer bottle like this. Can you see this clearly? And you can fill it with water, or you can fill it with oil. And the purpose of this is manifold. One is you know, you can use it like an energy clearing spray to bring you emotional harmony. And of course, you're smelling it and you feel it clearing and cleansing you. When you're using oil, you can use it to spray on you and just use as like a little perfume, because they're little and the nozzle's really tiny on it. Yeah. The other thing, of course, that you can do is you can place it in a roller bottle. You can have it with a crystal top or with a stainless steel top. And you can infuse it with your botanicals. So in all of my courses, I've been teaching infusing with botanicals and or crystals. So you can just do crystals, you can do botanicals, you can do a mix of both. You can dry your own flowers, herbs, whatever you like. What happens is the scent of the botanical is further infusing your blend. The energy of both of these and your intention around placing them in is also being infused in your blend. So you might want to think about that as well. And for those of you doing Voice of the Goddess with me, we have some fun kits coming along to you, which are going to have a lot of this stuff in it. Some different ones that maybe you haven't worked with yet or in a long time. So what happens is you create these blends that sing to you. Now, for number of drops, this is a question I get asked. So usually we're putting them in, you know, a 10 ml vessel. So you have your carrier oil, use whichever carrier oil is into you. Yeah. It can be the fraction of coconut oil. You could mix your carrier oils. I love blending carrier oils. That's for another day. So what you do is you take the lids off and you place them at equal level, and then you inhale. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift one, drop another, put that one, and you'll feel that they're kind of like a step. Sometimes a couple of them can be even, or all of them are, and then you put equal parts of each. Sometimes you just have more of one than another and less of a third one or a fourth one. And that will help you understand what works for you, because everyone's different. So for instance, there's some stunning blends coming through, by the way. Thank you, everyone. So we have Mel. I'm going to use yours as an example. We have Vetiver, Rose, Jasmine, and Bergamot. Now, unless Mel has the pure 5 ml Rose and Jasmine, you're talking about the touch, are you, honey? Is that right? If it's just the pure 5 ml Rose and Jasmine, 1 drop's usually enough, or you might want to go 2 or 3 if that's the real focus, right? But 1 drop's usually enough, the pure one. However, when you're using a Rose Jasmine in the touch form, it's already suspended in a carrier oil, right? Meaning it's already combined with the carrier oil so that it's an easy administration topically for you. Agreed? So what you do is you get one of those keys, those essential oil accessories, you take the top off, and what you would do is put about 1 ml, 1 to 2 mils. Again, if you want it stronger with the Rose and Jasmine, you do 3 mils, that's fine, because you have the essential oil and the carrier oil in this. Does that make sense? So you put 1 to 3 mils of Rose, Jasmine, Magnolia, Neroli, Blue Lotus, whatever it is that you want to bring in. And then you'd add the other essential oils. So Mel might do 3 of Vetiver because she just really wants that solid foundational anchor. And then maybe just 1 or 2 of Bergamot, because the Bergamot has this sweet succulent scent and it brings her peace, and he just wraps her up in his light because he's like liquid sunshine in a bottle. So, you know, again, 1 to 3 drops, whatever it might be. I mean, you might go 5 drops, Mel, whatever it is, right? So something like that, as you get playful, just start with 1 and then smell it and then add and then add. And what happens is you open your senses even more and you become more intuitive, and you'll just kind of hear them telling you how many drops. Does that sound too crazy? But it does, it happens, you know, because as we learn to listen to the voice of the goddess, of the divine, we're really listening to our voice, our inner voice. There's nothing mystical about it. Yeah, it's us coming home to ourselves. It's us trusting us again. Yeah. So, any questions? Any questions at all? How you're feeling? Is this helpful? Good. Yeah. So each of these Master Series classes, I'm working through them differently, you know, with you all. So for this one, rather than me just giving you a list of essential oils that are, you know, for emotional harmony, how do I know what brings emotional harmony? I mean, for someone, it could be cassia or black pepper that brings emotional harmony. And for someone else, they're like, woof, no way, you know? So you need to attune your frequency to what actually works for you. Okay, so a little bit about the full moon. You want to know about this full moon? This full moon in Leo tomorrow. So if you go to my Insta, my handle is @foodalchemy. Are you all on there with me? For those that are on Insta, join me there. If you're not, come say hello. I love it. It's my fun little playground. And we have up there a beautiful blend for full moon, restfulness, sleepy, you know, meditation. You can use it for any of those. And for this, for full moon emotional harmony. Is my internet okay, or am I cutting out? It's okay. All right. It's doing funny things on my end, so that's good. Okay. So you might, it's tomorrow, the full moon. Yeah. So you might, but the reason I'm talking about this now is because the night before the full moon, the lead up to the full moon is powerful. The waxing moon, which I'll go into very deeply in Voice of the Goddess, the different phases of the moon, I will go deeply into that. But the night before, the night of, and the night after full moon are very potent. It's very good for your magic weaving, yeah? So we had, if we can go back a few steps, this beautiful new moon in Capricorn this month. Do you remember that? So it was the perfect time, the prime time to set your intentions, not just for the month, but for the year ahead. Because Capricorn brings this steadfast energy, very direct, very steadfast, very grounded. I'm a Cappy, that's my sun sign. And so the energy of the new moon in Capricorn allowed you to not only set an intention for this month, but for the whole year. It was really powerful. And it was almost like the year really started with that new moon. I certainly felt something click over for that, right? This one, we have a full moon in Leo. So we have an earth sign in Cappy, right? And we have a fire sign in Leo, right? So you may want to bring some citruses into your blend for your full moon blend, or some berries, right, from that fire element. So tomorrow I will share a really beautiful full moon blend with you all on my Insta, but tonight I've got one up for that you can start with tonight and use each night or each meditation over these 3 days. Okay, so Leo we have, so first let's just think about the moon. So we have this feminine energy, the moon. She's often called sister moon or mother moon or goddess moon. The sun has a very masculine energy, Helios, Ra. You know, you have this real masculine, godly presence there. When you look at them, you have the light of the sun, the dark of the moon. The sun lights up the sky, the earth, and us, right? The moon absorbs his light, and that is how she is lit up. Yeah? That's what happens. That's how we have moonlight. It's not her light. She actually doesn't have any light of her own. She's absorbing energy. So we have this beautiful full moon in Leo. And Leo has facets of, you know, confidence and vanity and total comfort with the self and total obliteration of self-love and worth and confidence. It's like one extreme or the other, right? And so it can rattle us a little. It can take us into a space of, you know, maybe going to low self-worth, you know, entering the darker spaces of us, the shadow aspects. When you create a blend for this full moon, you might want to create a blend that's going to help you harness your light and to magnetize more light to you. Yeah? The full moon is the most fertile time of the lunar cycle. You'll see weeds growing more, plants growing more abundantly. It's a beautiful time for the fruition of new moon intentions to come into being. They tend to just go from, you know, tiny little sprout or a little seedling into something more, whatever that more is for you. Yeah? So when you create these blends, like I had some examples for this emotional harmony, you can calibrate them if you want to this full moon. So you might do something like patchouli, lemongrass, and wild orange. Or vetiver, geranium, and lemon. Yeah? So like you have your base rattling around here with the patchouli. And then over here, coming in that midsection up into the heart and more, you have the lemongrass cutting in, and then you have this explosion of joy of wild orange. And the lemongrass in that helps to cut through like a golden sword, cut through what doesn't serve you. To slice any unhealthy attachments away with that godlike sword of light. Yeah? And then the patchouli allows you to explore what lies in the mysterious, to summon the miraculous from that. She also allows you to explore what lies in your shadow or the darker aspects of you, and to embrace them and to learn from those aspects, which is so beautiful as you're working through wanting to connect more deeply with creating a more harmonious state for your whole self. And the wild orange reminds us to access, connect with, tap into the infinite abundance that the universe has on tap for us. The infinite abundance, physically, mentally, emotionally. If your buttons are triggered, you know, buttons are pushed by something someone says, take note of that and look at that. Do you need some lemongrass to help slice through your judgments of that? If someone is responding or reacting in a certain way that has you feeling really uncomfortable, do you need to disconnect from that? If someone's showing up in the world that you're not comfortable with, if someone's, you know, charging something that you don't agree with, that you want to disconnect with, if someone's charging through life with a forceful energy that is too much for you, do you need to detach from that? So she helps us while she's full to disconnect from what doesn't serve us, because she lights up the darker parts of us because she's so comfortable in the darkness. She lives in that space. That's La Luna. All right. So, any questions? How are you all feeling? And how was this for you all today? Does anyone want to come off mute, ask anything, explore anything? I'm happy to do that for a few moments before we close out. You're all very quiet, goddesses. Okay. I'm glad it felt good for you. All right. So moving forward, hopefully that's been a useful way for you to tap into creating your own blends. You can do that for emotional harmony. You can do it for the different seasons, for different phases of the moon, for tapping into your inner goddess, your divinity, your creatrix, whatever it might be. Yeah? Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I hope this was very yummy. I have a beautiful, I have two more masterclasses coming up. I can't remember what they're called. They're on my Insta, and hopefully you received it in the email. But please tune into those. They are free offerings for the whole community. And I also have my beautiful 6-month journey. It's a 6-month mentorship with me, though that word isn't quite right either, but it's the closest thing in English I can find. And it's called Voice of the Goddess. So hopefully you've received that in your inbox. If not, drop us a line. Thank you to the many women already joining us for this. I'm so delighted by how well this has been received. Thank you to your beautiful messages as well. Oh my gosh, the support I felt from you all has been amazing. And I'm so glad that you all feel like this is the perfect time for Voice of the Goddess for you. We will have live music for Voice of the Goddess. Music is being created as we speak for you. I have beautiful meditations, beautiful packs and daily devotions and rituals and ceremonies. We have gorgeous goddess packs coming out to you. There's lots of magic coming at you. So hopefully it's your time and you're ready to say yes to the voice of the goddess within you and all around you. I can promise you I'm not going to teach you anything new. You have everything you need within you. But I'm dedicated to guiding you back to full remembrance. Open up all of those senses again so that you can see, feel, smell, taste, connect, not just with these external senses, but with your inner sensory realm. Yeah? Okay, my darling hearts, I love you so much. I will send this recording out. So if there's anyone in your, your circles that would love this, you can definitely share it with them. And please invite them to our future beautiful classes that I have. They're all totally different, and I hope you're going to enjoy them all. Okay. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Have a beautiful day or night and enjoy this full moon time. Blessed be, my loves.